So let us continue the discussion on structures. So what we have here is we're going to go ahead and talk about an array of pointers to structures. So let's see how this is going to work. So first and foremost, you will notice here that we have this piece right here, which is a structure. And then we have this piece right here, which is another structure. And we would use the dot notation to get access to the various members. And here we're using the dot members. So if we were to go and just look at this piece by itself along with this, that makes the visual for a structure that we have seen in the past. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a collection of these structures that are identical. So here would be 1 and here would be 2. So this means that we can actually go ahead and create an array of structures. We know that the look for an array looks like this. So this would be the beginning address of where the array begins. This would be one of the elements. This would be another one of the elements. And of course, each element is a structure, which is why we use the dot notation to get access to the various members. So hence we have an array of structures. So employee 0 would give us this box, and then we use the dot notation. Employee 1 would give us that box, which is the content area, and then we can use the dot notation to get access to this one. Now let us go ahead and so let's go and take a look at the code here. So this is the actual structure itself, which comprises of the two members, and then we go ahead and declare this array of structures that we have. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create an array of pointers. So here is an array, and in here we're going to go ahead and put addresses. But what kind of address? The address of a structure. So here's an array, and each element is going to go ahead and contain an address. What kind of an address? The address of an employee structure. So in here we're going to go ahead and put the addresses of these employee structures. So where can we find an employee structure? Well, here is one employee structure. Here's another employee structure, and the address of this employee structure resides there. The address of this employee structure resides there. And so what we do is we're going to go ahead and take this address, put it there, take that address, and put it here. And so when you go ahead and take a look at the syntax, employee pointer 0, which is this location right here, is going to go ahead and contain that address, which is the address of employee 0. And then employee pointer 1, which is right there, is going to go ahead and contain the address of that, which is employee of 1, which is what we have there. And so now at this point, we're able to go ahead and get a hold of the various members directly through the structure itself, such as emp0 dot, then emp number. Or we can also go ahead and get access to this information indirectly through this pointer variable. Now remember, if we have a pointer variable, when we are here, we need to go ahead and do a jump and get over here. And to do that jump, that requires the asterisk notation, and then we can use the dot notation. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we could use, say, employee pointer 0, which is this location right there. And then we can say, I want to go ahead and get to the content area where this address is. So we jump over here, and there's the content area of this address that is stored. And so now we're sitting there, and then we go and use the dot notation. Now you will notice that we're using the parentheses to make sure that we go ahead and do our jump first, and then do the dot notation. We also know that if we want, we could actually go and eliminate the parentheses and the asterisk and the dot, and instead replace the entire thing with the arrow notation, which would then allow us to go ahead and directly get access to the various members of the structure that we are pointing to. It is important to realize that we only use the arrow notation when we're dealing with a pointer variable. We never use the arrow notation when we're dealing with a straight structure such as emp. And that is the basics of pointing to an array of structures.